I am continuing the course, Overcoming the Darkness, a Christian Response to Cults, Heresies, False Religions, and the Occult. And now we're entering into part 6. These are the more traditional religions. The Roman Catholic Church, which primarily is in Western Europe and in North and South America. And then the Orthodox Church, which is primarily in Eastern Europe and in some of the Asian countries. And let me begin, first of all, with the Roman Catholic Church. When you begin to study the Roman Catholic Church, look at the positives which are there. First of all, Catholicism encourages the study of the Bible, which is very important for Protestants and Catholics. Also, Catholics no longer say that we who are Protestant are lost brethren, but that we are simply separated brethren. They also believe that some non-Catholics can be saved and that it's no longer sin for a Catholic to attend a non-Catholic church, which had been the case before. They usually believe about the same thing as far as salvation and God, like the Protestants, except the Catholics add a few things to salvation. Now, most Catholics have a superficial view of basic Christian doctrine, and that's why it's easier to evangelize them, because they may know a little bit, but you come in to fill in the gaps for them. Catholics generally respect family and authority, and that is a good thing for maintaining civil society. Catholics also see individuals more so than the institution. And remember that the charismatic movement actually began in the Catholic Church, not the Protestant movement. Some Catholics, in fact, are Bible-believing, Spirit-filled Christians. So understand that some Catholics are actually saved. And also, Catholicism is a system which is comprised of some truth and error which they've added on after the first century. None of the erroneous teachings of the Catholic Church were ever practiced in the Apostolic Church, and it never was taught or defended in the Apostolic Church. It's something they created after the fact. Now, when you evangelize a Catholic, always have a correct attitude, and I talk about that in one section in this chapter. And especially do not attack their doctrine, because once you attack their doctrine about Mary or purgatory or whatever, then they're going to become very defensive and close off any opportunity to hear what you have to say. But also stress the similarities between Protestantism and Catholicism. You know, we both believe in one God, both believe in the Trinity. We both believe that the Bible is the revelation of God. We both believe that Jesus is the incarnate Son of God. And I list other similarities. And when you begin to connect with them through the similarities, it will help to really open their heart and mind to what you share. Now let's talk about some of the heretical false doctrines that they have. First of all, Mary. They believe that Mary is the mediator between God and us, taking Jesus out of the way because they say that Jesus is the harsh one, Mary is the gentle one. They also believe that Mary was a perpetual virgin, that she lived without sin, and that when she died, her body and soul both ascended to heaven, which we know is simply not true. Now, for justification, theirs is not just faith, but primarily works, that they have to go to the Mass, they have to pay the indulgences, they have to go to confession, they have to get involved in penance that the priests give them, and so forth. Now, also, they believe that there can be salvation outside of the church. That's why the Catholic Church incorporates a lot of the cultural pagan beliefs in third world countries they go into. They believe that the church is the mediator between God and us, which is not the truth at all. They believe in two types of sin, mortal and venial, which is not in Scripture. They believe in purgatory, which is, again, not in Scripture. They believe that their authority comes not just from the Bible, but from their traditions, and when they say that the Pope speaks infallibly. They have 7 sacraments. We as Protestants only have 2, the Lord's Supper and baptism. They believe that the Pope is infallible, and of course, we know that that is not the case. The Apostle Peter, who was allegedly the founder of the Catholic Church, certainly was very fallible. They believe confession has to be to a priest of the Catholic Church. And that is not true, because in the New Testament, we are all priests. It's called the priesthood of believers. And at the end of the chapter, I talk about how to specifically evangelize Catholics.